So in the beginning, there was only chaos. Then from the chaos came the first deities, the primordials. You probably know Eros, who's basically the Cupid, and Nyx, who's the goddess of the night. But nobody remembers who Tartarus, Erebus, and Hemera is, so never you mind them. You're just like me, gonna forget about it anyways. The most important one though is Mother Earth, Gaia. She was also the very first primordial deity after chaos, and thus she's the original mother of all life that exists. Gaia had a child called Uranus, who is mostly known for being the very first punchline of jokes. But he is also known as being the personification of the sky, the heaven daddy, and soon wedded his mother Gaia. Uranus and Gaia had many children together, known as the Titans. No, we are not at Zeus and his boys in the Pantheon yet, we will get there soon, don't worry. My personal way of remembering them all better is to separate them by 3. The primordials, such as Gaia, the Titans, such as her children, which we will get to now, and then lastly the Olympians, Zeus's Pantheon. So, the Titans. There's a bunch of them you've never even heard of, so once again I'm going to list them, but only talk about the most important ones. There are 6 men and 6 women. The men are Oceanus, Coeus, Creus, Hyperion, Lepidus, and Cronus, and the women are Theia, Rhea, Themis, Mnemosyne, Phoebe, and Tethys. But for now, of all these children, only Cronus and Rhea are important because they together gave birth to the Olympians, aka Zeus's pantheon. But before they did that, Gaia had decided she wanted to castrate her husband Uranus because he had imprisoned some of their children. So with the help of her titan son Cronus, she gave him a sickle and had him do the deed while Gaia and Uranus were freaking. And this was successful. Cronus snipped off the whole package and threw it into the ocean, where a magical foam from the testicles created Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty. After this, Cronus and his sister Rhea took Gaia and Uranus' place as the top dogs of the world and became king and queen. Destiny and stuff is very important in Greek myth, and so Cronus became extremely paranoid that his future children would overthrow him and do the same thing he did. So as soon as his and Rhea's kids popped out, he immediately ate them. Their children were Demeter, the goddess of agriculture, Hestia, who no one remembers but basically the home, Hera, the goddess of marriage, Hades, the god of the dead, and Poseidon, the god of the sea. All of them got eaten, but when the 6th child, Zeus, was born, Rhea tricked Cronus into eating a stone instead and hid Zeus away secretly. There are many stories about how Zeus was raised in an order of which his father couldn't find him. One says he was dangled by a rope from a tree, so he was between the heaven, earth, and sea, and thus not in Cronus' domains. Another says he was simply just raised by his grandmother Gaia. But my personal favorite is that he was raised in a cave by a goat, while some armored dancers clapped and made such loud noises that no one could hear his wailing. I don't know why, but my mind's image of this scenario is just so funny. Either way, he was raised in secret, and just like Gaia was sick of Uranus' shit, Rhea was too getting fed up with her husband Cronus' shenanigans. So Rhea, Gaia, and Zeus started scheming a way to punish Cronus for his heinous acts. The plan was surprisingly and a bit disappointingly simple. Zeus simply made his father vomit all his children out. Then, with the help of some of Gaia and Uranus' kids, Zeus and his sibling gang overthrew Cronus, just like was prophesied, after a war between the Titans and Zeus' brothers and sisters. They would now be known as the original Olympians. Zeus took the crown as king, and Hera as his wife and queen. So, once again, so you remember it, first there's the primordials, Gaia and Uranus, Mother Earth, and Sky Father. Then there was Titans, Cronus and Rhea, who castrated Cronus and ate their children. Then lastly there's the Olympians, which consists of Zeus, Hera, Poseidon, Hades, and more you've probably already forgotten about, and even more of their children who would later join, such as Athena. And that's the basics of the Greek myth that everything else is tied to. Do you want to know more about the various niche gods, or about Zeus's adventures seducing mortal women, or about legendary characters like Medusa? Make sure to subscribe so you get to see the videos when I post them. But until then, I hope you have a great day and peace!